Hi, Ami. It's Andrea. Thank you so much for your two videos, your two Goody Mob videos. As always, not surprisingly, you were proactive and thoughtful about, intentional about how you produced your videos. You knew that you'd be working a lot more this week with your real job, and so you made sure that I had a couple of videos to respond to when I could, in spite of your not being available these few days. So thank you very much. It really is helpful. I will also do two videos. So this first one, I want to talk about something that you brought up in your first one, and that is you said I made you watch or read rather an article. And by the way, the author was David Brooks. It was an article from the New York Times in I think early May 2015 this year that had to do, I think the title of it was "What is Your Purpose?" There was another article I sent you that came out a day or two after by Harry Boyd in Huffington Post. I can't recall the title of that, but it had to do with somewhat similar concepts. Both of these, I think, have to do with, as you said, sort of a new conversation almost. I mean, have we really talked about the concept of purpose in our day-to-day relationships or even in our social media relationships? It's often talk about everything but, I think, or maybe telling what others people's purpose should be. But there's very little of it that really kind of zeroes in on our personal purpose in this world and how we engage that. So I want to talk about that, but then I also want to talk about and weave into the concept of purpose a reflection about our effort here. So it's a bit of a shift in many civic engagement efforts that I've been involved in, and even some of my work efforts. We take some time periodically to kind of step back a little bit and say, hey, how are we doing with this process that we're developing? And I think it's a really good time to do that. And I also think the concept of purpose fits that nicely. It's a very purposeful and thoughtful and intentional way of being really conscious of what we're doing together with our Me Too We project. So that reflection often goes, and you might have other ideas, but just you and I taking a little bit of time, it doesn't need to be anything more than a discussion by video, on stepping back and looking at our work together so far in these last couple of weeks on our Me Too We video project and saying, okay, how's it going? Is it gone well? Has our process gone well? Have there been things that we might want to do better or wish that we had done better? And are there things that we want to consider going forward? So it's just being very intentional and conscious of sort of how we've done, where we're at, and where we want to go. And that weaves right into the concept of purpose, and taking that even to another level of intention. So I think it's great to talk about personal purpose. I think that was the idea of the David Brooks article. I think it was sort of ironically transformative. It was a new topic. You imagine that. We as a culture haven't really talked about personal purpose, which seems sort of odd. So that's all good, and I think it's useful maybe to think of weaving into our invitations to others to do purposeful thinking of their own and in their Me Too We videos. But also, what is our purpose with these videos? So it goes from this reflective thing where we go, how are we doing, where are we at, where do we want to go, to something more concrete and much more specific. And it may be something as simple as developing a mission statement that identifies our Ami and Andrea's personal or joint Me Too We purpose with our Me Too We video project, with this pilot project. So, I think we both have an idea of what our purpose is, our mutual purpose, and sort of what we want to accomplish with it, and we've talked a lot about it. But as you said, it's still somewhat undefined, and I think that can help us really define it by spending a little bit of time just thinking about what that is, maybe creating a mission statement that clearly states our purpose, and then using that to continually orient our work going forward. So two topics in this video that I talked about. The one was the idea of reflection. How are we doing? What could we do better? What do we want to be doing going forward? And then the second part being about purpose and how can we be much more concrete in that, perhaps by way of a mission statement that we actually write down and put on our mutual media, the website or wherever. So look forward to hearing your thoughts on reflecting on how we've done and our purpose going forward. Thank you.